Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Michael. How are you doing?
Good morning, good afternoon for me. Good afternoon, Julie. A little under the weather, but the show must go on, so we'll make it through. We'll be all right.
Absolutely. I'm on the same boat. So hope everyone's doing very well. Today, Monday, November 28, 2022, and exciting time. We are in such an exciting time. So I just wanted to say hello and welcome to our corporate Monday morning information or Monday evening or afternoon webinar. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. And my dearest friend, Michael William Aim is here. Michael, if you could please say hello.
Well, hello, everyone. Trust everyone is doing better than I am. And it's certainly going to be a great day, that's for sure.
Absolutely, Michael. All right, so we are here today. Exciting, very excited to talk about the ONPASSIVE ecosystem. It has been launched to the world less than 10 days ago when ONPASSIVE launched to the world. ONPASSIVE ecosystem, I have to get used to the term, ONPASSIVE ecosystem launched globally. It was in sync with the commencement of the World Cup 2022. And then 2 days ago, we had the press release from our Hyderabad hub in India with our CEO, our communication director, our chief of operations, Mohammed Kamal, Dr. Soha, our director of technology, then also our CEO is there. Michael, let's talk about that. I really love the fact that Dr. Soha, our director of communication, started with saying, if you talk about it, it's a dream. If you envision it, it is possible. And if you action it, it is real. Anything that we can imagine, we can make that happen. So let's talk about that, Michael.
Yeah, for sure, Julie. I mean, again, everything, we always say starts in the mind, right? So, if you want to accomplish something, I mean, you first have to conceive it in your mind, right? You can't do anything in life really without it first being in your mind. You have to have it as a thought, and then from the thought, and then it goes outwardly, right? So she's absolutely correct. We have such a powerful vision, mission, to be able to put out technology that can help empower and uplift humanity. And so it all had to start with in somebody's mind, and that's where our CEO came in. He had it in his mind, and then he decided to put it out there, and other people decided to jump on board and lock arms with him, and decide to carry that mission forward. And so here we are today.
Absolutely. That was so beautiful. We are here today because all of us are looking to have an easier life, a better future, not only for us, but also for humanity. ONPASSIVE is unprecedented breakthrough in the world of technology. It is a future of communication, education, business administration, marketing, finance, and crowdfunding. Michael, that was a very beautiful message coming from the first of so many marketing campaign that was in sync with the commencement of the World Cup. I thought that was a very complete and an overall snapshot or an overall message of ONPASSIVE's dream.
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what ONPASSIVE is about, right? And all the message combined when you're talking about the future of communication, right? Okay, so that means ONPASSIVE has a product or products that's in alignment with that to help people accomplish that. When we talk about finances, talk about education, the same thing. So these are all different sectors that we have developed products that will be able to be deployed to the mass public, so that they can benefit and they can accomplish what their dreams are in life. We know a lot of people have different, as far as aspirations where different charities are concerned. There are different activities that people want to help participate in and support. whether it's, Cancer Society, whether it's for homelessness, whatever the case may be. And so by on passive, making a way, especially within the crowdfunding space with our Old Bless, that is something that's going to impact a lot of lives, and so everything that On Passive is doing is designed specifically to help change lives for the better, of course, right? And so that is a beautiful message, and it was great to see that in that short video, Julie.
Absolutely, Michael. You and I and 1.4 million people continuously observe the journey of OnPassive, and we see the development. We see the visions being laid out. We've was very honored and very privileged to meet so many people around the world. Not only that, the men and the great men and women behind the brand of OnPassive, and that's one of the reasons why. On our background, Michael, we see the future of internet. Let me scoot over. There you go. The future of internet, and it is absolutely true. So if you're currently watching right now, our conversations right now on YouTube, on Facebook, anywhere, please make sure you write down www.onpassive.com. This is where you actually can sign up and be in the OnPassive ecosystem. And also in the same website, you actually could click on the products. You could see the details on the products. Today, we are going to cover 3 products that I believe those are going to make the most impact in people's life. Michael, when our office, our Hyderabad hub, had a conference, a press conference, our CEO came out and he talked a little bit about the manifestation of his dream. He talked about how he witnessing the giant tech of what happening in this world currently now. And he has decided to started and cultivating OnPassive and creating OnPassive. Let's talk about his beginning of his message, Michael.
Sure. Well, here's a man that he's been around, obviously, he's not 10 years old. He's been around and, he's seen a lot of things, and he was engaged in marketing, engaged in business, and, he didn't like what he was seeing. So many people have been trying for years and just are unable to obtain, the success that they're looking for, right? And so he said, well, what is wrong with that picture? Here's these corporations, these giant companies, they're able to thrive, their CEOs and upper level managements and so on, they're able to have a good life, but yet the people, the consumers, those who are actually putting them where they are, because we're consuming their products, we're purchasing their products, and yet those individuals are unable to actually fulfill their own dreams. So he thought something was wrong with that. He fully believed that, there's room, right, for all of us at the top. Why not? Because there's so much abundance on this planet, and yet it's harvested by a few. So he wanted to change that. And so here we are with OnPassive, putting OnPassive in motion, whereby, people, regardless of their background, regardless of their status in life, regardless of their financial circumstance, they can actually come into OnPassive and start to unlock their full potential, right? And that's what we have here. And so hats off to our CEO for actually taking the necessary steps, to lead us all on this journey, right? So hats off to him, Julie, really.
Absolutely, absolutely. Behind Mr. Mufar, there's a team of people. And I always say these are the best of the best people in the field. These are the best, not only the technology, but the strategists, business mind, global. I'm talking about global, not just in the US or not just in India. It's global. And that's one of the reasons why OnPassive started at the very, very, very top, right? We started where? on the top, on we have the highest offices in Burj Khalifa. That's like the very top. We have our hub, 7th floor buildings in Hyderabad. We have offices in Singapore. We have in the US here. We have in Bangladesh. That's how ONPASSIVE does it. And when he was talking about his dream, he took the actions for his dream. So what he was saying is that, I just wish that everything could just, working flawlessly together in that one place to simplify the digital space. Not only that, bridging the gap between the generations, educational, economic classes, languages, everyone around the world, no matter where we are, no matter the education level or how much knowledge we know about technology. He has also mentioned that if you can drink water, you can be an ONPASSIVE. Obviously, at the very beginning now, we are starting of the launching, introducing the ONPASSIVE ecosystem to the world. Michael, this is actually a very beautiful dream of Mr. Mufareh.
Well, it is, because so many people around the world are plagued in some way, shape, or form, right? So many people are at a deficit in life, especially financial, because you need finances in order to have roof over your head, in order to put food on the table, clothing on your back, and so on. Just the bare necessities, Julie. There are billions of people, not just millions, but billions with a B of people around the world that don't really have good quality basic necessities of life. And it shouldn't be. Not when you have people who have tens of billions of dollars, yet you have some folks who don't even have $10, right? So, there's great inequity around the globe. And so if you can do something, if you can put something out there that's going to be appealing, it's going to generate revenue, it's going to help uplift people's lives, something that is simple, something that is honest, something that is true, something that is ethical, and a lot of that is missing in business today. Right, so Mr. Mufareh wanted to be that correction of the corruption, right? Because that's what it is. It really is corruption when you have companies that they have no issues selling, products to people that they don't even need. I was having this conversation with my son the other day, and just saying, okay, people smoke as an example, right? But is smoking really good for your body though, right? And again, to each their own. If people can do whatever they want to do, I'm just using that as the example that you have companies making billions of dollars, and yet the product that they're actually selling is not really good for the public. The same can be said about, junk food, and the list goes on of things that are not necessarily good for you, but we're going to sell it to you anyways, right? So why not flip that around? Why not be able to provide products to people that is actually good for them, that they can actually use to simplify their lives, to make them more efficient, businesses more efficient, help people to be more effective in communicating, learning, all of these things that is good for society. And at the same token, right, the focus is not, on the money part, meaning, the idea is not to put something out there where we can make a ton of money for ourselves as a company, right? And yet, we're not doing good to the public, So that's where all that came from and comes from, Julie, is from a place where Mr. Mufareh wanted to see something that is better out there, something that is actually going to be beneficial to people and provide them with value that they're going to be proud of. They're going to be a customer for life simply because they're getting good quality product. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that. To me, it should always be like that. But unfortunately, it just isn't. So thank God that we're able to reach where we are at this stage, and the future is so bright, Julie.
Absolutely, Michael. And I love it, love when we are talking about ONPASSIVE values, the values that ONPASSIVE it's offering to the world. Now, let's talk common sense really quick, okay? I visited one of my doctor friends, and the question I asked him, I said, how many bills do you have to pay every month in order to have your entire practice running? I'm talking about software. I'm talking about have your practice function, just function. And he said probably 10 to 20, right? All these products like staff, right? Storage of patients' informations now, hiring doctors. And I mean, there are so many things, applications and software that they have to buy in order to run that practice, right? Now, imagine ONPASSIVE. I'm not have to imagine anymore. It is real. It is happening. ONPASSIVE has all of that together in under one umbrella. Would that something you want? Or would that something you had to pay 10 bills and 20 bills and have like 20 applications in order to have that running? Or under one umbrella, and it could possibly one bill, right? In one place. Common sense. Where would you want to be?
Well, unfortunately, Julie, common sense is not that common. Right? But that makes the most sense, though, right? It makes the most sense. Why would I not want to be able to just log into one place and have everything there that I need, and I just transact my business as I so desire, right? It just makes sense. Instead of having, I need this company over here for this particular feature, I need this other company over here for that particular, all these different products, different companies that you have to deal with, when it's not really necessary. It can be streamlined, right? You can have products communicating with each other to help you be more efficient in your business, right? And that's what we have in ONPASSIVE, right? A single sign-on, one platform, everything under one roof that any business would need to operate, right? So we have the technology for any business to operate, and all under one roof, as you said, all in one place. That makes the most sense, Julie. But, unfortunately, as I said, society, does society really mean you, the individual, any good, right? Is society actually trying to help you? I was somewhere the other day, Julie, and it was said, okay, someone was speaking to a group of young girls, and the comment was made that if you're not cheating, okay, if you are not cheating, it means you're not trying hard enough, right? That's the mindset, okay? And this is the message that's been imparted to our young children, right? Which isn't right. Why should you have to cheat? Just do your best. Just put all the effort you can into whatever it is that you're doing, and then you live with the results, Julie, okay? We're all not gonna have the same results, but we can all do our best. My best will not be the same as your best. But if that's all we do, and if we feel our best isn't good enough, then you go practice, practice, practice. You go learn, 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 educate, educate, educate. You understand me? Until, right, you can even improve upon what your previous best was, right? It's like, track and field. Someone is doing a long jump. Okay, so they jump, they have a particular measurement, right? And so that is now their PB or their PR. Okay, so now what do? They continue to practice in order to improve upon that personal record, to improve upon that personal best. And that's how they continue to improve, right? It's simple. And we can take that same, idea and apply it to everything in our lives, right? And so this is where ONPASSIVE comes in, that, yeah, we are going to put forth our best. ONPASSIVE is going to give you the best. Okay, we're not going to give you second tier products. Here's the best, here's value upon value, here's over market value, okay? So meaning more value than what's currently in the marketplace. We're gonna give you that. And at the same token, we're not gonna charge you a arm and a leg. At the same token, we're not gonna try to make you go bankrupt trying to afford these products that you so need, right? That's a huge difference. So yeah, unfortunately, common sense isn't that common, but you know what? If whatever we can do to help pull people along, help them get the right mindset, right? To think the right way, that is ethical, right? That's all we can do, Julie. And I'm so glad that we're part of this movement to make that happen.
Absolutely. And we are having such a beautiful ONPASSIVE ecosystem. And once you are in the ONPASSIVE ecosystem, you get access to some of the most brilliant products behind the scene. So if you're currently watching this and you wonder what is ONPASSIVE is all about, what's ONPASSIVE ecosystem, and if you're really curious about the future of the internet, right? Then you can also go to www.onpassive.com. Michael, we get to see 3 products that was introduced on the day of the press conference. ONET, which is a new era. It's a revolutionary social media. And we get to see part of it. We get to see a lot of it in the ecosystem. And then we get to see OMail, which is another email no spam platform. I gotta throw the word no spam in there, platform. And then we got to see OConnect, which we're going to talk about OConnect later, but let's focus on ONET first. So I was in the ecosystem playing around with ONET, and I'm so happy the fact that I know everybody in ONET. Like, I not only know them, they are real people. I get to connect with so many friends around the world. And I know for sure that they are authentic, they are real people. And that's one of the points that means so much to me, because I did got cyber scam before, didn't know who the individual, that company was. Through, FB, we talked about this. And I went into ONET and I'm like, I love this. I love just being here, playing around with it, getting to know people. And it's also so easy to use. Let's talk about that.
Sure. So we know that there's, lots of different social media platforms out there, right? And again, a lot of them, they're coming from that standpoint of money, coming from the standpoint of, what can I do with this data that I have so that I can maximize my returns, right, as a company, right? And so, if the end user, is not the focal point, right? If they're not focused on your needs, your wants, what's going to make you happy, then they just put out whatever they put out there and then just abuse your data. They just put anything out there just that they can capture your data, right? So your contact information, because that is worth a lot, right? A lot more than people think, right? And so there's a lot of abuse there, right? And so that's from the company standpoint, but even from the individual standpoint, you also have abuse. You have people that are trying to scam other people through social media, because you're interacting with people that you don't know, you don't necessarily trust them, all these things. So it's so good and refreshing to be able to have a platform whereby, you get to connect with people that have the same interests as yourself, okay? Like-minded people that are going in the same direction. And you have so many different, features to be able to connect, whether that's text, whether it's audio, whether it's video, sharing different images, and so on. But it's that relationship, Julie, right? You want to be in the same groups of similar minded individuals, right? You want to be able to build relationship with those individuals, not somebody who's, coming into your group and they're trying to spam your group with nonsense, right? Things that you're not interested in whatsoever, right? There's a huge difference in that. So, not just for individuals, but also for businesses. Businesses can use the platform to create brand awareness, right? As an example, right? They can target groups because the groups are made up of, again, people with similar interests. So if this is the group that I want to target because of this particular interest, then, that's great advertising, right? As opposed to just sending a message out there and, whoever you're putting that message in front of, half of them, maybe 3/4 of them, they will not resonate with your message, right? So that's just wasting time and wasting resources, right? As opposed to having more effective communication, right? By targeting your message specifically to your target market. So from the business standpoint, also from the individual standpoint, ONET is going to revolutionize the way that we stay in communication with people around the globe, because it's not just locally, it is certainly globally.
And it's absolutely, we talked about this on Passive is interconnected. And that's one of the platform that we have. Michael, we also saw the unveil of OMail, which I love it. I love how the message is sending out that OMail is something that we get to connect with everyone around the world. Another key term is ONPASSIVE is interconnected. There are so many more features that introduce out to the world through OMail, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you can enhance the way you connect with others, Julie, right? That's a good thing, right? You always want to be able to improve upon what you currently have, right? And so OMail gives us that, right? It gives us the ability to have, hands-free, hassle-free way of communication, right? So, if I want to be able to listen to my messages, I can listen to my messages, right? As opposed to I have to, stop to read. So again, think of more effective I can be if I'm doing another task, right? But at the same time, I can listen to what my email messages are, as opposed to stop what I'm doing. I gotta come over here, go through, and then reply and so on. So that's a good feature, having the ability to have unlimited messages, unlimited storage. Again, another massive feature. Why? Because the focus is not on money, right? We know other providers where they give you a limit. Some it's 5 gigabytes, some it's 15 gigabytes, but there's a limit there. And if you want more, you got to pay for it, right? Whereas ONPASSIVE is saying, why not just give people the value? It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If we can do it, why not? Right? And so there's a lot of great features there. People want privacy within their message. Okay, so you can lock a folder that may have private information inside there. So again, it's secured, right? So you have all these different types of features, Julie. People are into analytics, right? And so they want to analyze certain data. All those things are available. So again, as you mentioned, they can simply go over to ONPASSIVE.com and they can read all about the great features that OMail and ONET has. Everything is there for them because this company is about customers. The focus is on the customers then, right? How can we let the customers have a greater experience, right? How can we let the customers feel that, I'm in the right place, right? This is something that I want so that I can be with this company for life. Not hopping around, I'll try this provider, that provider. No, people and customers, they will find a home with ONPASSIVE because everything that we're doing is about them, right? It's about us as individuals and not, focus on, well, how much revenue can I generate by creating this particular product? How can we bring value to the marketplace? That's first and foremost, So yeah, I'm loving it, Julie. OMail, ONET, loving it.
Absolutely, Michael. I do too. And I'm very sure the public will really love it if they go to www.onpassive.com. You actually can register to be in our ONPASSIVE ecosystem. And in there, you get access to ONET and OMail as well. There's no fee for that. All you got to do is go on and register and check out our ONET and start connecting with people around the world. Now, our last products that I want to talk about today is OConnect. OConnect is one of the brilliant product that actually could connect even further to larger audiences. And not only that, you can maneuver. It's so easy. We get to see that product. I'm excited about that, Michael. Sometime we're sitting here talking about having the conversation. We don't get to actually interact with, let's say we have 20,000 people on in our web conference together, we don't get to interact with 20,000 of them. But yet OConnect will allow us to do that. Talk about that, Michael.
Okay. I'm managing, Julie.
Me too.
One of the things that exists is language barrier, right? So, imagine being able to break that down. Imagine being able to be on a webinar and you can communicate to other people, even though you yourself don't necessarily know the language, right? So having automatic language translation, that's a phenomenal feature. Talk about breaking down barriers, talk about connecting with people from all walks of life, from various cultures, right? So that's an excellent feature that we have in OConnect, and so businesses are going to love OConnect, individuals going to love OConnect, because it's for both, right? Individuals can use it, businesses can use it. We know that people can be able to make better presentations because they can have a prompter that is there if they want to reduce the background noises, right? You have that noise cancellation feature, being able to share files. There's just so much that is there that's going to help individuals maximize their digital connection, and that is important in today's world. We no longer live in this local community anymore, okay? The entire globe, right? The entire planet is our backyard now, and that's because of technology, right? So, if you want to be able to have something that is there that can do all of this that we've mentioned, right? But at the same time, you also want it to be cost effective, Julie, right? I know there's platforms out there that charge thousands upon thousands of dollars a month for their service, and they're still giving people limited capacities, right? So imagine being able to have unlimited capacity, right? At the same time, with a reduced cost in mind, right? Again, if you care about people, you're not trying to, gorge them, right? You're trying to give them something that they can afford, right? So you want it to be affordable, but at the same token, you're not trying to give them an inferior product either. So can you imagine over delivering, Julie? Can you imagine, giving someone a product that more than delivers what's currently in the marketplace, but it's going to cost you less? So you're going to save individuals money, you're going to save companies money, and they'll be able to communicate more effectively and efficiently with their customers. It's a game changer. There's no doubt about that. And that's what I love about ONPASSIVE, is that every product is a game changer, and yet they're all interconnected. Okay, they're all interconnected. There's features there that people can, again, maximize their communication. Because that's what it's about, right? You're trying to maximize how you communicate with people, how you connect with individuals, from a social standpoint, from a business standpoint. Everything you do, your marketing, everything that you do, right? Business administration, to manage your staff, all of that, right? E-learning, okay? We know what the trend is, right? And we know it's going to be a massive space down the road. So everything that ONPASSIVE offers is about the future of technology. And that's why we say that ONPASSIVE is the future of the internet.
Absolutely, Michael. I'm just sitting here thinking, companies that has like hundreds of thousands or thousands of employees that want to connect everyone together. Sometimes the current situations in the world right now, or because of the pandemic, all the sickness and everything, that they don't get to be together, or also the fun of paying, all employees together. Wouldn't that be great if they have OConnect sitting at their home, comfortable and safe, and talk about this? I just literally went into our website here, and I see that there are some key features that I actually wanted to read it out for everyone here. And you definitely could go to www.onpassive.com. But some of the key features in OConnect: you can send invite by email address. You can direct link to YouTube, right? You can integrate links to external URL. You actually can interactive chat emojis if you want to send emoji in the meetings together. You love and there's tons of emojis. If some of you who love emojis out there, you can use OConnect and continue to do that. You literally can schedule event, convert speech to text. Wow, you can convert speech to text. Auto language translation. I think that is one of the biggest thing in terms of talking about ONPASSIVE is interconnected. Is not only that we are, connecting human beings together, languages together, emotions. Like we can sit here, we can chat with each other, and we can actually see each other emotions through some of the features on their teleprompter. I mean, there's so many things you can talk about it, Michael.
Yeah, it's the evolution in that space, right? It's taken communication, whether it be audio or video, to the next level, right? And ONPASSIVE will continue to improve upon its technology instead of just staying stagnant, right? We know that what we have is something that the world needs, right? It's what they want. It is. These are products for everyone, everywhere, right? So I know the world can't wait to get their hands on this, and I'm so glad that we're able to now deploy out our ecosystem so everyone can see and enjoy what it is that we have. And then, of course, as we move along, there'll be additional products, right? It's not just these three, but you got to start somewhere, right? And then you continue to improve upon that, and to bring out more, as people can see, as you mentioned about the website, they can see there's more than 3 products that are there, okay? So the company does have a plan, have a strategy to get them all out there, and then once, people have their hands on every single products that we have, their life is going to change. There's no doubt about that. They'll be able to be in a reliable place, a safe place, they'll be, very hassle-free for them to be able to utilize the products then, and they'll be able to see the synergy. They'll be able to see the interconnectedness. They'll be able to see, all of this comes together to make their lives a lot more easier, right? In the things that they do, just their day-to-day activities. It's not requiring them to do anything different than they're currently doing, just that they'll be able to maximize their time, better based upon what we are offering to the world. So that's a good thing to see, Julie. So OConnect, yeah, it's game on. It's certainly going to change a lot of things out there in the marketplace because I think other companies will adapt. Other companies will have to change the way their attitudes are towards their customers, right? You have to treat customers, give them the proper respect that they deserve. They're giving you their hard-earned dollars. So that's the least you can do. Is to provide them with proper products. Give them value. Why not? You can, right? It's amazing when you see all these companies, Julie, that are just keep, laying off people, okay, but you're making top dollars though, right? So because the focus is on the money-making part of it, that's why they do what they do. Well, if I get rid of 10,000 workers, guess what? That's all their salary is now injected back into our company. Right? Is it necessary? Right? Okay, so you don't make $100 billion anymore. You make half of that. What's wrong with that? People have more than what they need, Julie. These owners I'm referring to, they have more than what they need. So it blows my mind when I see companies laying off people in such a manner, as opposed to hiring more people. How can we get more people in? How can we employ people so that way we can stimulate the economy? Right? When you start to stimulate the economy with real job, right, as opposed to artificially doing so with these different, easing and different strategies that they use in the marketplace, it's just why Mr. Ashmafar made that connection, and that there's so much corruption that's out there. And how can we correct that? At least let's try. At least let's put our best foot forward, and to combat that and provide people an alternative, right? And that's why, again, ONPASSIVE is a new internet, because there needs to be an alternative way of doing things, of connecting with people around the world, right? You talk about spam in our emails. Like every day, you go in, there's somebody else trying, And it wouldn't be so bad if they were spamming you with something that was good, but it usually isn't. It's just somebody trying to pull some money out of your pocket. Somebody's trying to, run a scheme on you or something. It's always nonsense. It's never value that they're spamming you with, right? And so, yeah, we look forward to having people be able to get into old mail so that they're real people. You pick and choose who it is that you want to be able to receive messages from and communicate with. People can have choices, and it's always good in life to have choices.
Absolutely. Talking about spam, they've been spamming us. We're going to give them something valuable, right? When we set up our email into vacation mode and said, join our ecosystem, here is something that you will love. Give them values. Right. Money follows values, right? You give them values. Money comes.
Let's not forget, Julie, it just popped into my head. Wait a minute. OMail is free. It's a free product, right? ONet is free. It's a free product. So I talk about value. Look at all the things that we've talked about listed, the various features and so on. And yet, those two particular products, they're free to the public, right? So talk about, again, over delivering, giving more value to the marketplace by offering them, a free product such as OMail and ONet.
Absolutely. It's so lovely. Okay, so let's come down to the reality. Is we've launched, we have 1.4 million customer, and on the very first days, we've had about 10,000 people that joining our ecosystem. Now, the reality of it, Michael, is that I have never been with a company that launched so beautifully. Obviously, there are glitches, there are bugs that we need to detect. Now, when I'm with a company that I know that there's a capable hands behind the brand, right? When I see glitches, when I see bugs, I'm actually very happy because we are here in the ecosystem. The team behind the scene are going through and adjusting and fixing, what needs to be done before billions of people are joining into our ecosystem. And that's a reality part of it, right, Michael? Truly is that I've never been with a company that launched beautifully like what ONPASSIVE does.
Well, what I can say, Julie, is the OES is beautiful. There is no doubt. That's a very, very pretty platform. It's just beautiful to look at. I've seen lots of sites, been on various platforms, and this is just the best of the best. You will fall in love just with the look, just the appearance alone, right? Never mind, diving in and looking at the features, right? But as far as, launching, again, you're launching something that is massive, right? So it's natural, right? It is natural that you're going to have little bugs here. Oh, this is not working exactly as it should. Yeah, that's natural, right? But as long as you have capable people, which we certainly do, right? They'll be able to get on it, sort it out, point us in the right direction. It will pass, right? It will pass because that's just something that companies go through, right? You pick any company, right? You have all these recalls, right? Car companies, they recall their vehicles. You have tech companies, and so they have to put a fix. They're going to do something. There's an adjustment that needs to be made in that particular device, right? So it's not something that's like out of the norm, right? But the good thing, right? The good thing, is that we do have capable individuals. ONPASSIVE has hired nothing but the best, right? We have the best of the best staff that are there that are partnering with us. We have a great CEO, of course, our chief communication officer, wonderful, our director of technology, our chief operating officer. We have great people on hand that are there getting the job done, and in short order, they will have things turn in such a way that everyone is experiencing the wonderful experience that the OES is, right? The new ONPASSIVE ecosystem. right? So it's just a matter of time for all that to be taken care of. And at the end of the day, they have our back. They're there for us, and they want to make sure that all the troubleshooting is done. So as the public come in, they're getting that great experience that we've been talking about. And that certainly will be the case.
Absolutely, Michael. I really love the conversations that we have here, and I wanted to say hello to all the YouTubers, the YouTube viewers who are actually watching this conversation through 20 YouTube. And if you would, please click the subscribe button and the bell so that there are so many more products are going to come out in the next few weeks or so. We are right now almost ended the first 10 days when ONPASSIVE launched the very first message to the world that was in sync with the commencement of the World Cup. The next 10 days, there's going to be another message coming out, and we will share that with you. When that message coming out, like a lot of people, which is 10,000 people, has already joined it into the ecosystem. That was actually the first day of when that message came out, Michael. And there's so many more joining after that. It's been more than 10 days, almost 10 days now. And so if you have any questions at all, get back to any one of us asking questions, but the place for you to look at is www.onpassive.com. There you actually can join our own ONPASSIVE ecosystem. I'm so excited to see what is the future of internet, is knowing what I know so far, Michael. So last questions, I guess, last topic we want to talk about. What does the future of internet mean to you?
Well, that's a massive label, right? Because the internet is massive. There's so much that you can do on the internet, right? But people want to be in a safe space, right? We know that there's some dark people out there on the internet, right? So it's not all good, right? There's good to the internet and there's bad to the internet, right? So I'd rather be in the space where it's good. You have children, you want them to grow up, enjoying the benefits of the internet, but in that good space, right? We know there's a lot of terrible things that do happen because of the internet, right? So ONPASSIVE is here to focus on the good. ONPASSIVE wants to be able to give, people technology that will empower humanity, right? So that is the future that we're talking about. Okay, what's going to empower people? What's going to put people in a positive light? Be able to help them to maximize their own human potential, right? Because everyone has capabilities, but sometimes they don't have access. They don't have the resource, right? So ONPASSIVE is giving people the technology that they need to be able to go out there and have things easier, have things faster, have things done in a reliable way. We mentioned about educating, enhancing, all of those things. I love the line that says, for an easier life, for a better future, for humanity, right? That's what ONPASSIVE is about. And so as we start this journey now with the future of the internet, right? People are going to come over to ONPASSIVE. They're going to come, by the millions, Julie. 10,000 on day one. That's great. But we're just getting started, right? And the future is bright for ONPASSIVE, simply because it's going to continue to deliver on the same message, which is to provide value to the public, right? It's all about the customers, right? You want to have happy customers. Like, as a business, why would you want to have disgruntled customers, unhappy? No business really wants that, okay? But a lot of businesses don't put any effort into ensuring, that they don't have that, right? They just keep focusing on, well, I made some money today. Okay, tomorrow there's too much more we can make. Oh, I made some more money. Can we make more the next day, and so on, right? But if you start to give people value, you're going to find that people will flock towards you, because people are looking for something that's refreshing. People want to change, right? People really want to change. They want to, be able to use the power of the internet, right? But at the same token, they want to be able to utilize that with privacy, with security, knowing that what they are doing is about doing good for humanity. And I think that message will resonate with a lot of people globally.
Absolutely, Michael. At the end of the day, we will get to do what we want, when we want, how we want. We get to focus on our passion of life. We got more time to ourselves. We got total freedom. That what was talked about at the very beginning for all of us, that being following ONPASSIVE. I'd like to invite you to stay tuned to see what the future of the future of internet is delivering to you by ONPASSIVE. Go to www.onpassive.com. At the end of the day, you will get to do what you want, when you want, how you want it, how long you want it, and with whom you want it. That's truly, to me, Michael, it's a power. When I talk about power, obviously I'm talking about the ability, the freedom to do things, and that's what we are all here about. And so it's such a pleasure just sitting here chatting with you, Michael, about ONPASSIVE, because this is what we are living every single day, every moment in our life. We wake up, we talk about ONPASSIVE, we eat, we talk about ONPASSIVE, we share, we talk about ONPASSIVE. You can't take ONPASSIVE out of us at this point. There's no way. It's ingrained in our, we literally embody ONPASSIVE right now, Michael.
ONPASSIVE says there's room for all of us at the top.
Absolutely.
There's room for all of us at the top. What more can be said, right? That's it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So thank you so much, Michael, for being here. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on YouTube. And we appreciate you. As always, please check out www.onpassive.com and stay tuned. There's more to come. Thank you so much, Michael. Would you like to say goodbye to everyone?
Yeah, thank you so much, Julie. Goodbye, everyone. Have yourself a great day and see you next time.
Stay well, everyone. Take care.